All right, so just to summarize for anybody watching the video, you said you have trouble finding what to do in late game scenarios,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, if I play a support role, I usually just try to follow around the carry or try to gank something. Or but if I play carry, I'm not sure exactly what to do, when to push, when to not push, well,
Okay. It's all kind of it all kind of comes down to what's going on at the time, for example. So if you're playing a carry, most of the time you should be farming. And
okay,
sometimes like you can farm while you're pushing is one of the cool things about carry. But you have to do it when you know where your opponents are or when you feel safe doing it. So if you're playing a hero like Ember Spirit, for example, you can put a remnant down by your tower and then you can push a lane. If you get ganked, it's usually not that dangerous because you can jump back. So that'd be an example of a carry that can farm while pushing. Or Lycan can do that, or Juggernaut can do that. But it mostly comes down to knowing where your opponents are, at least for tier 1 towers. If you're talking about super late game stuff, that's more of like grouping with allies, or maybe if somebody gets a kill, then you know that there's only 4 heroes, then your team can group and push. There's lots of things like that that you can do. Or if you get a kill, then you can take an Aegis, and with that Aegis, you know you can push. That's basically how you should organize your decision making in the mid to late game, if that answers your
okay,
question. In
makes
terms
sense.
of
Yeah,
a support perspective, you have to kind of make that stuff happen. You have to group your allies up, let your carry push a lane, you smoke with yourself and another support, and you prepare to gank whoever defends the tower, is little things you can do. But generally, the question you asked is very broad and kind of hard to answer, so I hope what
yeah.
I said helps at least a little bit.
You don't have answers to everything, Purge?
If you show me the situation, I can hopefully get a
Yeah,
good answer. But if you ask an ultra broad question like that,
yeah.
it's a lot
Uh,
harder to be specific, especially when you're not narrowing it down to each role. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So,
yeah. I know.
did you? I don't know if you responded to my email or not for prepping for the session, but was there?
I didn't respond to the email, but I did try to prep,
Okay, good.
and I have a replay where it was a good game to watch, actually, because that game we were winning and I was doing okay.
Okay,
Still, we lost because mid to late game, I think none of us knew exactly what to do and how to deal with their kind of heroes. So they eventually they just won. Uh, Probably we didn't push our advantage when we should have, but
okay. Well, why don't
uh,
you give me the match ID?
match ID 222.
Okay,
We want to 8779013.
1013. Okay, and which hero were you playing?
Slark.
Okay. Well, it looks like you had a couple items. That's a good sign. Your last hits are 359 for a 1 hour game. That's a little bit low, I would argue, but your GPM as a whole is quite good. So, on initial look, it's looking okay. All right,
This
downloading, and I'm gonna.
was
Sorry,
uh,
go ahead.
this was one of those games where we just, I mean, after 40, 50 minutes, we just stood around and just went around the map as a team and accomplished a whole lot of nothing, actually.
I get you. We'll get to that point then. And I'll tell you what you should be doing. I'm gonna share my Skype screen here, and hopefully it's. I know the FPS is gonna be really low, but if you
That's,
you can you can definitely look at the replay yourself if you want to see stuff in higher FPS. But if I'm pointing out small things, you might just be better to watch the Skype screen. So
yeah,
unfortunately, I don't think there's really a better solution than 10 to 15 FPS Skype screen share. Unfortunately.
that's fine.
All right, starting items. You brought an Orb of Venom right at the start. Why did you purchase this right away?
Um, hmm, actually, don't remember.
Okay. Well, purchasing it right at the start, I think, is a mistake. You can see that you're going to be against a Clockwork, but I think it's way too early to buy it because there's a hypothetical situation. Excuse me. Where you're against a tri lane or something, or you're pressured, or the lane goes worse than it really should. And in that case, it's a waste to have an Orb of Venom that early. It's better if you get at least 2 sets of regen on Slark, in my opinion, and pretty much all carries, this should be the case. It's good you got a Stout Shield, every melee should have a Stout, but you should probably get 2 sets of regen just to be safe, whether that's 2 sets of Tangos or is Tango Salve. It's really important because until you hit 6, you won't have that extra regen. So that's kind
No.
of like, because Slark doesn't really buy any other regen items, you don't get a bottle or anything. So you should almost always get 2 sets of regen on Slark just to make sure that you have enough going into the level 6 area. So generally just skip the Orb of Venom until later. It's kind of good for level 1, I guess. You could get a kill at Rune. I suppose that part's kind of cool, but other than that, it's definitely not worth doing. So you're headed to Rune. That's all good. Going to block. Alright, let's see how you do for Equilibrium. Okay, last hitting so far is good. You're helping the... This is pretty good. You might get this kill. Not quite. Almost. Equilibrium didn't really get messed up, which is good. Oop, you tanked the range creep just a little bit there. That was a slight mistake. It looks like it's going to be saved. So Equilibrium is fine. You're also helping the Slark, or the CM Bully. That's really good. Alright, you did that perfectly. Awesome. Good first blood. Solid. What was your MMR, by the way?
3.6.
Okay, that makes sense. You also got Essence Shift, which is really good against melee. I think that's good. The wave did get pushed here, though. 2 range creeps. I think you could have gone for a kill right there as well.
Oh, okay.
The 145 mark. Right, yeah, right now, I think you could have definitely started hitting him. There's 2 creeps, so it's not that much damage there. CM has a Frostbite ready to go. He's only level 1, he's got Battery Assault, and you've got Orb of Venom, you have a Boots advantage, so you're definitely faster than him. And if you hit him with Orb of Venom, he's going to be running about 270, so you're going to be like 80 movement speed faster than him. Easily could have killed them right there. But with the wave pushing, you guys need to start a pull, so somebody needs to do that. But it doesn't. It probably shouldn't be you. It should be CM. But you're getting all your last hits, so I think you're doing fine so far. The only ones you've missed is basically because of going for the kill. So that part's all good. I'm just gonna assume that it seems like you have the laning stage part down, so we're gonna skip most of that. Maybe I want to use Dark Pact this early though. It's the only problem. It's kind of expensive in terms of mana. It doesn't do much damage, so unless it's gonna get you the kill, I would skip out on it. Got a full Wraith Band. Still, your last hitting's been pretty good. I'm not sure if I like the fast Wraith Band. I'd maybe do Magic Stick into Treads first, perhaps. I guess it's okay to go on.
Item I buy. I should buy more. I actually did never buy a wand or a stick or anything like that.
I think it's worth it on a carry, honestly, especially against a Clockwork who's a little scary if you fight him. Just a little bit. That extra regen might save you, you know. It's 30 HP whenever you fight him, guaranteed. See, now's the point where your HP is a little bit low. You're not close to 6 yet, you just hit 4, and you're really missing regen. This is where a second set of tangles really would have helped. Like, you've got all these items on the courier as well, or in your stash, and they're good items, but you can't get them yet. And you could have bought this Orb of Venom from the side shop instead. So you could have used this 275 gold that's here to buy your Orb of Venom. And picked up the... I mean, the Orb of Venom did help you get the first blood, definitely. That's good, and this should be killed. Oh, wow, that was a really weird Cox. And now you're going to die. That was really well done by the Clockwork. Only thing I guess I could say for criticism is you use Dark Pact too late. So it does take a second and a half to go off. So as soon as the CM got in position here, bam, Dark Pact right here, you should have started casting it. If you would have casted it earlier, the Pounce would have landed here, and you would have kept the Rubik a lot closer to your creep wave. So that's kind of why you died here. Little stuff like that makes a really big difference, and it looks like you didn't buy TP before you died either, which is going to impact you heavily, because now you're not getting last hits and you had to walk all the way back. So all that stuff really adds up over time. And now your last hits are way behind what Sven has, for example. So if you can't at least match the enemy carry, then you're making some mistakes. I know there's a lot of fighting going on, but... And you're also not moving between attacks. That's another mistake you're making. Do you know how to attack move, right? I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Okay. It's just important that you do it every single time. Like right here, you basically just right-clicked him. Especially when the stun's about to go away. Like when the leash is about to end, and it is about to end. That's when it's most important to position yourself right. So after this right-click, you needed to move like a little bit more south, attack him again, move a little bit more south, and attack him again. Because it might make the difference between whether or not you get a kill or not. And you just basically right-clicked him. And I guarantee you would have gotten at least one more right-click here on this guy if you had been attack moving. At least one more. Possibly killed him. Possibly not, though. But missing that opportunity to kill the Clockwork has like drastically changed this game. Because despite you getting first blood on him, he's now level 5 because he got that kill on you. And you're level 4. If you would have killed him a second time there, he would have lost a lot of, when that creep wave pushed, he would have lost a lot of experience from the creeps dying to the tower. And he probably, maybe he wouldn't have been able to kill you when you went on the Rubik that other time. So it's really important that you don't miss those opportunities. So just watch the replays occasionally, and seeing those opportunities is really helpful towards increasing your MMR. You can understand when people are out of position more often. So, with that said, your CM's also kind of played like shit. The fact that she's only been sitting in the lane, hasn't pulled super often, has really hurt your experience gain. So that's part of the reason that you're not close to 6 yet.
In those cases, should I just start pulling myself, or?
The best way to do pulls as a carry is to push the lane and then do a pull, basically. But because she's also here, I don't really think it's needed. It's more important just to tell her to pull, I think. That's the easier way. Just type, like, can you pull, like, in a polite way, can you please pull Crystal Maiden? Hopefully, fuck you over here speaks English. I don't know if this was a solo game or what, but...
yeah.
Ooh, missed the pounce, that's too bad.
Oh.
That was a really big miss. That was a 100% kill if you...
Yeah.
You won't get him now because of battery assault. Definitely another kill. CM should definitely have Nova as well, so slightly her fault, but it was definitely more on you there. And now, same problem. Yeah. You've got no regen. You're level 5 now. You're 240 HP from dying, and you still don't have any regen. And honestly, if you just had a little bit more regen earlier, you maybe wouldn't have died, which would have led to you getting a kill, which would have meant that you're 6 already, and then now you wouldn't have to worry about regen. But because you just had some slight inefficiencies and you didn't have those regen items to start, it's severely impacted your game. I think you can... Well, this is dangerous now because he's got his nuke off cooldown. Yeah, that could have gone really bad. Why did you get a second pointed pounce, by the way?
That was actually a mistake.
Okay.
I was going for the kill and I accidentally just hit.
Oh, because you wanted to pounce or something?
Yeah.
I getcha.
I usually never do that.
I see. He could have killed you with this rocket. That was pretty dangerous.
Yeah. I was scared all the way.
Yeah. Best thing to do is just hide somewhere where you don't think he's going to rocket. Like, I don't know, somewhere like right here. Somewhere weird. CM brought you a salve, which, again, could have been yourself from earlier. Kill this guy's quite hard. Oh, it looks like he will die. Okay, that's good. Now you hit 6, now you're set. Okay. But that was pretty scary, and the 6 is pretty late. But again, it's mostly because CM's been on lane a lot. So let's check out the rest of the laning stage. You got a Gloves of Haste. Are you going Treads here or Midas?
Yeah, Treads.
Okay.
I usually never go Midas on Slark.
Okay. Ooh, that was a good old I would start hitting him right now. If you're trapped in here, well, first of all, you should be killing Cogs. But you might as well hit him.
I'm not sure why I'm not doing anything.
And then using Dark Pact definitely killed you. Ooh, okay. Yeah, you definitely shouldn't have died there. It was good of him to hookshot, and it was good of you to pounce initially. He did a great job here, but you easily could have gotten out of this. You either try to kill him under the creeps, which is definitely dangerous because your HP is low, and he actually has so much survivability, there's no way you kill him. It's 2 cog hits at levels 1 through 3. So just hit the cog twice, walk away, and then you have to start juking. So you gave him an extra, like, 2 seconds to do damage to you, basically. If you had a Quelling Blade, it might have helped you juke as well, because you could have maybe cut one of these trees and run this way. But you didn't have a Quelling
Blade. Do you usually go Quelling Blade on
Slark?
Slark?
I don't know if you need to, because his base damage is pretty high, but you could probably skip it, because most of your jungling comes down to Dark Pact anyways, so it's not that big of a deal not to have a Quelling, but it might be useful to have. It's kind of up to you. I guess if you have Orb of Venom, you probably don't have space. Let's say you don't really need it, but just other options that might be there for you. But either way, kill the cogs, walk away, start juking. I wouldn't have gone all the way around. I think I would have probably done a short, because then you could do a little bit of zigzag weave. Every time that you break vision, basically you get more movement speed and regen, so doing that as much as possible would have been good.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has
Now everybody's pressuring. If this guy's Rupture, he should be ganking right away.
Yeah.
top tower is under attack.
It's too bad he didn't come over earlier. Please tell me he comes back. Alright, this guy really should just be a little patient. He's got so much money, holy shit. He's got 3,400 gold at 10 minutes, that's incredible. You guys can easily get a kill here. I would jump in there with her. You kind of dished her a little bit here. I think you should have gone in right away. You're going to kill both, but I think you maybe could have protected the CM a little bit. Maybe she lives, just maybe.
Dire's middle tower.
Tread's all good. Items are fine at this stage.
Radiant's top
Levels
tower
are good.
is
Okay,
under
this is great. Pushing the wave with Dark Pact, super solid. Get every last hit. Backing up to regen. Solid.
Dire's middle tower
Oh,
has
whoa,
fallen.
you're TPing. Okay, there's some shit going on over here. This is completely fine. Should use Dark Pact a little bit earlier there again. As soon as you're within range of him, he's probably going to be casting on you.
Yeah.
Maybe you knew that his telekinesis was on cooldown, but I would use it a little bit earlier. The earlier you use it, the earlier it's off cooldown. That's the important thing to remember. At level 4, it's 6-second cooldown, so if you cast that as soon as you get there, that's an extra second or two that it will be off cooldown, and it could make a difference. I do like your TP though, your TP was good, but I would immediately run back top, I think. Why were you walking here? Were you looking for free kills or something?
Dire's
Yeah, I
bottom
think so.
tower is under attack.
Well, you found one. One thing I would have done slightly different here is I wouldn't have pounced right away. Like, when this guy has this much HP, you're not going to kill him with the first Dark Pact burst, and your pounce is still pretty low level, so that also does low damage. So I think what the better move to do would be to hit him like once or twice while using Dark Pact and then pounce. Because then you're getting an extra 2 attacks in before he even realizes you're there. That's the better way
Yeah.
to react to ganks when you're playing like a Shadowblade Slark or...
Yeah, I always use it too early.
Yeah, like pouncing right away. Just walk in, cast Dark Pact, hit him at least once, and then you pounce. Because I bet you're going to have to use your ultimate here to kill this guy, maybe. Like, this is harder than it needed to be, right? Like, he got to run at least this... Like, you still easily killed him, but the safer thing to do consistently is to always hit before you pounce. Especially with Shadowblade. So, it's kind of cool that you roamed. I like that. You guys get a courier, going to find this guy. That's good. I like the ulti. That was solid. Another Dark Pact and he dies 100%.
Radiant's middle tower.
Alright, yeah, you played that perfect. This is great. You're getting a lot of ganks off. I'm surprised there were so many jungling heroes, especially after you just killed Legion Commander. That guy shouldn't have been there, but I guess you had a ward, so it was pretty easy. That was good. I really like that you rotated out and got kills. I would still maybe get at least a magic stick, because as you can see, you're having some mana problems here, and if you had a magic stick or a wand, you'd be a little bit more set that way. Alright, good. Your tread switching as well when you do Dark Pact. That's solid. This guy bought Dagon? I thought for sure he was going to go Radiance. That's so weird.
Oh, dude, it gets worse.
Okay.
You just wait for it.
Can't wait for that. Alright. CMs. Pretty much everybody on your team's owning. Only thing that I would maybe criticize is the fact that you went to the jungle here to farm instead of pushing. Maybe. It's like we had Clockwork made. Like, you could just farm these instead. You know, every creep here is worth about 40 gold. The center gave you like 50 or something like that. But the little one only gave you 20. And it cost you a lot more HP and regen, I think. I feel like rather than sitting mid, or sitting here in the jungle, you could be going mid and pushing instead. I think that'd be a lot more beneficial. Maybe you were watching something on the map or something, but... Pressuring towers is always the most important thing to do while farming if you're a carry. Because by doing that, it also forces your opponents to react. These people that are now top and trying to get kills, they would be forced to defend mid tower instead of setting up kills bottom, for example. It makes a really big difference. So this is basically good at what you did here. You shifted from the jungle, you're pressuring the tower, you're forcing people to rotate, you've got pounce in your ult, you can easily get out if they come for you. This is good. That was good. That was fine. If you, the fact that you used your ultimate for that as well, I think made it super easy. That was good. Alright, super fast Shadowblade, really solid. Your CS is a little bit low, but it's still relatively okay considering how much you're battling in the laning stage. I would maybe go back and get mana here to anticipate your Shadowblade ganks, but I think you're doing fine. And then hopefully you get a kill before you reveal that you have a Shadowblade. I think you're wasting a lot of time here. You could have been instantly setting up a kill. Instead, I don't know why you're running around. Are you waiting for a smoke or something? I'm not sure, but there's
Yeah, that's
basically no
pretty much
reason.
it. I run around a lot.
I see. You gotta limit that, because if you're running around, you're not setting up kills. I think you wasted your ultimate a little bit there.
Yeah.
Let me see again how you initiated. I think you TP'd and you actually pounced. I think that was fine. He broke meld, that was good. I think you did this okay. The only thing you maybe needed to worry about was wasting Shadow Dance. He already used Duel, so you knew that that wasn't going to hit you. And now you're just kind of owning everybody. Like, you're honestly playing this game pretty well. It's just a little inefficient. Like, your slight mistakes in the laning stage against the Clockwork set you back a lot. Like, you got a lot of good ganks off after you went 0-2 in lane. But if you could go 2-0 in lane and then get all those ganks off, like, your game would be incredible. You would be at, like, an Ultimate Orb right now, for example. And the Clockwork wouldn't have as many kills as he has. So your game after your laning stage went really well, but the laning stage aspect was a little bit rough. And your ganks since then have been pretty good, but they're a little bit dangerous. Like, you've been relying on a lot of pounces to initiate. I think that's kind of hard. It's relying on your opponents to not dodge your pounces. And most of the time they're going to get hit by those. Also, at this point, I would consider maybe not hitting this tower. I would maybe go look for a kill in the jungle. But I guess there's a lot of heroes dead, so I guess that's fine. Cutting the creep wave is good. So I guess what you did here is completely fine. Killed the creep wave, pressured tower.
Is under attack.
I'd be a little bit worried about a
Yeah.
blink duel from darkness, but
Yeah.
Dire's top tower
what were you saying?
is under attack.
Usually this is the problem. I usually have a pretty good laning stage.
Okay.
I could always last it better or see more opportunities in lane to get a kill, but from mid to late, sometimes, especially with Slark, it really doesn't matter how I do. We just don't know what to do.
The problem is that how you're choosing to spend your time and how you're choosing to farm at later stage in the game is wrong. That's all. Like, the fact that you teleported top right now was a mistake. Where you should have been was you should have stayed bottom. With the tier 1 dead, there's almost no way that they kill you on this side of the map now. Unless they gank you with, like, a couple heroes and they duel you. If they duel you, you die. If they have backup. But if they don't duel you, they can't kill you. Like, I get that you TP top because it was pushed in, but anybody else on your team could have farmed that. And more especially, like a carry or a hero that isn't as safe farming, like Earthshaker, for example. He would have been happy to farm the safe lane. Unless anticipating a gank. Instead, what you should have done, instead of TPing top, especially because you TP'd and farmed a creep wave, so now they know you're there. If you're going to go top like that, you should do it when they don't know you're there, and then you should try to kill one. What you could have instead done is sat bottom, you could have killed this creep wave, and then you could have killed this creep wave, and then you could pressure this tower a little bit. Maybe they TP, maybe they don't. If they do, you back up, you farm this camp, you farm this camp, you farm this camp. If this wave pushes out again, you farm this camp, you farm the wave, and then you farm it for 2 waves, and then you go back in the jungle and you do camp, camp, camp. And all of a sudden, they no longer have a safe lane. They no longer have 3 camps in their jungle, and this space is now available for your team to farm. Do you understand how the resources changed there?
Yeah.
Because you TP'd here, now somebody on your team can't farm there. And your allies aren't as safe at farming as you are. So it makes more sense for you as a gank-capable hero and a gank-evasive hero for you to farm aggressively. And then, occasionally, you could push this wave in, and then you could just go look through the jungle, see if anybody's there. And then you might find Sven here jungling. And then you can maybe try to kill Sven, see if you can kill him. Like, all of those things are opportunities that you're no longer allowing yourself to have because you TP'd to your safe lane to push it out. So this is usually where players like you will fail. You got a lot of kills, you got your Shadow Blade, but now you're farming in safe places rather than aggressive places.
Yeah.
If you're farming aggressively, you could farm all these camps, you could maybe show up mid for a gank. But instead, now for you to get all the way to mid, it's very far. Yeah, you can pressure this tower, but it's not that important for the enemy team. There's not that many resources that it protects. This tower protects a lot of resources. It protects all these 3 camps. It's their closest tower to Roshan, so now when you guys Roshan, it's easier. You could easily go into their jungle and kill any of these people and TP out if you get really scared. It opens up a lot of possibilities. So just the fact that you TP top was already a huge mistake. Small mistake here, you definitely should have used Shadow Blade to initiate this.
Yeah.
I see you died here, but
Yeah.
probably because he had Blade Mail is the main thing. This is a hard kill. Like, he's got 1200 HP, he's got Tranquil Boots, he's got a Chainmail, he's got a lot of armor. He's got way more HP than you do. And you should just initiate with Shadow Blade. Like, scope the ganks out. Like, you didn't know that Legion Commander was here, obviously. But you should always initiate with Shadow Blade. Because if you do, he's going to react later to the Blade Mail. Did he get Blade Mail like as... I thought he used Blade Mail. Oh, I was thinking of this Blade Mail, I think. Like, he was able to use cogs instantly, right? And Legion Commander saw that you were coming. If, for example, you initiated with Shadowblade, you hit him twice before he even reacts. It's again what I was talking about before. Like, I don't know if you're saving Shadowblade because you want to maybe use it afterwards, but your get out of jail free card should be Shadow Dance, is how you should use it. So if you initiate with Shadowblade, you hit him, first of all you get bonus 175 damage. That's super big, because that's already going to lower his HP. Like, if you initiate with Shadowblade, he would be sitting at like 300 at this point. And then you can press your ultimate. I understand that he just dueled you too fast, but if you initiate with Shadowblade, hit him with that, then you use Dark Pact, and then you pounce him, he's already at about half HP before you even press your ultimate. And then you press your ultimate, you hit him another 4 times, he dies. And then maybe Legion Commander will kill you. But you're still not doing this gank perfectly efficiently, and you're giving him time to react. If his cogs was used before you got into melee range, like, your gank just would have simply failed. So even ignoring the duel, it just would have made a huge difference. Just the way it went. So you're, like, it may seem like very small things that I'm pointing out, but all of these small things add up over the course of the game. Just slight movement speed, or slight positioning when you're attack moving, will get you a kill or lose you a kill. Not missing opportunities will get you a kill or lose you a kill. And now you've given your mega kill streak to a Legion Commander because you didn't initiate perfectly properly. Because I think if he turns Blade Mail on, and he duels you, I'm not... Okay, he's got 82 damage. He probably would have killed you, but... it would have been at least a lot closer, and you definitely would have killed the Clockwork, and then this just wouldn't have been you getting ganked, basically. And in the meantime, instead of going top and dying like that as well, you could have just been farming bottom and killed neutral camps, and you could increase your farm by 1,000. So dying at this stage of the game as a gank hero is like really, really detrimental to your overall farm. So don't feel like necessarily it's your allies or like no matter what you do, you don't do well. You've got 3 deaths right now, and that's 3 deaths that didn't need to happen. Like there's always something that you could do better as a player that's going to increase your MMR. You could have 7 kills instead of 5. You could have 10 assists instead of 8. All that stuff adds up and matters. Like, you could win the early game harder on Slark to transition the late game. Sometimes there are carries that don't do well late game, and you can blame the carry. Be like, oh, I tried to carry and Crystal made it again. She's just not a good late game carry, you know? Like, that's an example of somebody who doesn't carry late game. But Slark is completely capable, and especially against these heroes, he's pretty capable. The only hero you're really scared about is Legion Commander, because Duel is going to ignore Dark Pact and won't let you ulti. That's really the only hero you're scared about. And in which case, I would probably just grab a Lincoln Sphere this game. For your tanky item, maybe. Because that stops Duel. And it would stop, like, Telekinesis. Or Sven Stun. I think that's worth getting. It would be worth getting a Lincoln's maybe after the Shadow Blade. Well, you have to get to that point. Alright, so let's see where you go. So you're going mid. You should be using Shadow Blade now and approaching. Okay. Got it here. Instantly start hitting. Okay, perfect. I would ulti right away, too. Oh my god, this guy's died fast. That was a good little game. Alright, that was good. You used Shadow Blade to approach. I would have used it a little bit earlier, by the way, though. As soon as you TP in, I would have probably used it. Because if they had a ward here, they would have seen you. So as soon as you TP in a lane, I mean, it lasts for, what, 14 seconds? That's pretty good. If you know their heroes are here, and I think you did see that, then just pop it a little bit early. Just to slightly lower the chances that they see you. Pressure in the mid tower. Okay, you'll get out of this one, no problem. As soon as you see this guy, use Dark Pact. If you're within range of him, you should be casting it. Alright, pump the creep waves, all good. Oh, it's Shadow Blade here. They can see you, you're letting them see you. Yeah, don't let them see you like this, this is a big mistake. As soon as you know where the heroes are, you should be Shadow Blading and scouting for your team. You've got a ward that can see all 3 of their heroes. Maybe you don't want to initiate on it, but you can go scout that out. Pop SB, run over here. Maybe you get to initiate on the Rubik and kill him for free, for example. I guess you don't have ulti, so it's a little scary. Maybe that's why you didn't do it. This looks really dangerous. This doesn't look like a very good fight to me.
Not sure how it went.
Yeah, this went bad.
Doesn't look good.
I just don't get why Bloodseeker didn't make Radiance, so it would have been so good. Are you going to clean up the backline? Looks like, again, you use Dark Pact late. I don't know if you're waiting for his Refraction to go off, but as soon as you're approaching, you use Dark Pact. Like, when you're here, you use it. Because again, it's going to be off cooldown later now. There you Got that kill, that's good. Shadow Blade to get regen. Good. Okay, that was good. Banish yourself. Okay. Alright, this guy should live. Alright, and now you're just missing a little bit of mana, otherwise you could fight more. I think you understand that, no problem. Alright, what do you buy after Shadow Blade usually?
This game, I think I went Lincoln's because of the Legion.
Okay.
If I don't have to worry about those kind of things, I usually go Scotty.
Okay.
Almost always.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. Yeah, I really like the Lincolns this game. I think it's definitely needed. Let's see if you swap your items. I would maybe swap the Perseverance for the Orb of Venom, but yeah, and then save it for later. Perfect. That's exactly what I was going to recommend. At this stage in the game, what do you normally do? Like, you just healed, got a bunch of kills. Where do you go now?
Almost always from this moment on, it's all about finding kills in our games.
Okay, so you just run around getting kills only?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And that's where you're falling flat a little bit, and that's probably why you feel like you're losing, is because you can't just gank. It's a reaction. If you just gank and you constantly gank and you always gank and that's all you do, eventually they start 5-manning, and eventually you're not going to be able to kill heroes during 5-man unless you're really far ahead. But you're not at that stage yet. You need like 1 or 2 more items, so your net worth is like incredibly out of hand. It's good right now, but it's not at a point where you can only gank for the rest of the game. So what you need to do is kind of what I said before. You need to farm in a position that allows you to also gank. So if you look at their team, they're all grouped up. They're like, okay, we're getting ganked, we're losing team fights, we're just going to 5-man. And this is the stage where you go more passive farming. And luckily as Slark, you can do that. You've only got 74 CS right now. It's not enough. You should be higher, probably more, at least like 100. It's good you have so many kills and assists, but what you should probably aim for, rather than TPing mid and running to Roche, unless you're planning to Roche right now. If you Roche right now, this is fine. But let's imagine that Roche wasn't happening. I would have TP'd to this tower, I would have ran bottom, and I would have pushed this out. And I would have done the same thing. Push lane out, pressure the tower a little bit, farm the jungle camps, wait to see where my opponents are. This tower is really important for you to kill also. So maybe you could push mid instead. But that's what your goal should be. You should just be hardcore power farming in lanes and jungles, and you can do that really fast with Slark because the Dark Pact. Your hero doesn't farm slow. If anything, you should try practicing a game on Slark where you just don't gank. I don't want you to do that really, because Slark is still very good at ganking.
I get the point. Yeah.
But yeah, just spam Dark Pact. 6-second cooldown. You've got mana regen because of Aqua. You've got a big mana pool and tons of regen once you get Lincolns. You just constantly Dark Pact neutral creeps and farm really fast and wait until somebody comes to farm or push out bottom, and then you kill them. And if their whole 5 team is there, maybe you die, maybe you use your ulti and get out. But that's what you should be aiming to do at this stage in the game. Alright, it looks like you used a smoke. I don't think you need to be in the smoke. It's not terrible that you did, but you've got a Shadow Blade. And not to mention you can figure out if a ward sees you. And this isn't really a good place to smoke gank towards because they still have a tower here. If this tier 1 tower was dead, then I would say go for it. But you're basically committing a smoke to doing something that you could have done already, which is walk through the bot tower, walk into the lane, push the creep waves, farm the jungle camps, and then show up where your Earthshaker is. But you wasted 20 seconds here grouping with your Earthshaker when you could have just been farming the camps all the way through and shown up. So you could be exactly where your positioning is right now, but with an extra 50 gold, or an extra 500 gold, and an extra level. So it's good that you're ganking, but you're focusing too much on ganking. You're not also farming on the way to ganking. And this is probably where you guys should take the fight. You're a little bit late on the initiation, but it looks like it's going to be just fine. Okay, so that was good. You guys should take the tower, hopefully, with those 2 dead heroes.
Top tower is under attack.
I think you should have worried about regen a little bit more. Do you ever watch your icon here to see if they can see you?
Yeah.
Because you weren't regenning there while you're...
Enough.
Yeah, because you weren't regenning while you were waiting for the creep wave there. And you probably should have focused on that. Because if the fight happens now, you're going to be missing a lot of HP. Like, he tried to initiate on you because you're missing a lot.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That's good.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Poor little CM. The fights are still going well. You'll have Lincoln's Sphere now. Perfect. Yeah, that was unfortunate for your team. Let me do that a little slower. Same thing. You should use Dark Pact before you leapt in, I think. Just a little bit earlier. Yeah, you definitely can't fight this here. Yeah, maybe you kill the Clockwork here, but... Alright, that was fine. Definitely should have flown out your items by now, though. Lincoln's is so good. Alright, so basically what you just did here, this is what you should be doing. Just farming jungle camps, man. I probably would have farmed the large camp before shifting over. But as long as you kill this camp, so you should kill this camp as well, maybe. So yeah, what are you doing down here? Looking for heroes or something?
Yeah, I think I saw a Rubik
Okay.
somewhere here. Then I think I saw him TP mid later on, so... Yeah, he TP'd out.
So push the lane out, all good.
Dire's top tower is under
Top
attack.
is being pushed in, mid is being pushed in, so they're split pushing pretty well. This is a pretty big mistake that you walk this way, because it's daytime. So this tower can easily see you walking this way, and now they know you're going this way. What you should have done is, 10 seconds before that, about here, just pop your Shadow Blade, and walk the same way that you did. Because at the very least the tower won't see you. Like, you should always know what the creeps and the towers can see, and always Shadow Blade through that. Because you don't want them to know that you're going over here. Because what you basically did was, you let the Clockwork know that you're heading his way. But if you Shadow Bladed, he would have put the sentry and he wouldn't have seen you until you were right here. Because he doesn't have a ward up here. So you probably could have gotten that kill if you didn't do it like that. He put a sentry, he knows there's a ward. He wants to kill it, but boom, he backs up because he saw you coming. That would have been a kill.
Radiant's bottom
So
tower
vision is a really important thing. Maybe you could farm these camps while you wait for the tower to go, or sitting where you are is fine as well.
Radiant structures are fortified.
To see them coming.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
That was a interesting initiation.
He used force F.
Right after.
Just to, yeah.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, Urshika's gonna live well. Going on the back line, it's great. I think you can fight this.
Middle tower is under attack.
Oh yeah, easily you can kill that guy. Alright. Wow, that guy's still alive. That was amazing. I maybe would have killed the Rubik there. I think you could have fought him maybe with the Sven. Sven definitely dished him though. Alright, that was good. And going after the Legion. Yeah, if you can catch Legion, this would be really solid. It's gonna be hard though.
I don't know
I
if
bet
he
he's gonna
blinks
blink.
or if I catch him.
Oh, well, you got him. Okay. Definitely can't fight under Blade Mail, that's for sure.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't think you can kill him with his Blade Mail. Lincoln's! Good item. Yeah, definitely.
From this point, I mean, I thought there's no way we're losing this game.
Okay. Did you
We're
lose
so
the
far
game?
ahead? Yeah, yeah.
You lost this game? Oh my god.
Yeah, we lost this game.
Okay, you're not that far ahead. I mean, you're ahead, but the kills are still pretty close. They have some good solutions. Sven's quite farmed. Like, if you look at his net worth, he's comparable to you guys. And Bloodseeker bought awful items, so he's not going to scale
Yeah.
properly at all. So his net worth is actually very deceiving. If he got, like, Radiance and DPS items, he'd be a bigger threat.
Oh no, he went E-Blade.
If you go Dagon, E-Blade kind of makes sense, but it's dangerous against super tanky heroes. It's better against squishy cores, but because they're all, like, tanky cores, it's pretty bad. I would consider going BKB this game because of the Blade Mails that allow you to just hit whoever you wanted to. That may be the solution that you needed. I'm guessing you went Scotty next?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, same thing, Shadow Blade into this guy. Oh, you need to hit him right away. I guess you probably forgot that there was a sentry there, but... Okay, you're ulting, that's good. Okay, got damage at least. You probably forgot there was a sentry there, so I guess I understand that aspect. Ooh, okay. Alright, you're gonna be alright. You could also get an Abyssal Blade, maybe. So go on Rubik. Okay, perfect. Alright, easy. That was done fine. Now you guys gotta kill people. Alright, another good kill. Yeah, at this stage, I would say there's no way you lose this game. The previous fight, no, it's still fairly equal, but this fight was really one-sided. You got so much advantage from that. Alright, so at this stage, what I would probably say is Roche is obvious. You guys take Roche right now. You'd have to run and take Roche, because there's dead heroes, which is more gold advantage. Instead, you guys just didn't do it. If there's dead heroes, you need to take an advantage, whether that's a tower or a Roche. This is your first mistake, that you weren't thinking of this. Because you plus OD can, like, OD basically alone can take Roche if somebody tanks for him, so you guys easily could have taken Roche. Very, very easy. So you guys should have focused on that. At least 2 or 3 heroes should have taken Roche just now. Put Aegis on, like, OD or something, or you, and you can play more aggressive, for example. It's your Scotty. Almost. You just need, like, point booster. I think you thought that you had it when you didn't actually have it, I'm guessing. Alright, looks like you did take Roche.
I think from the point when you take Roche, things start going bad.
I see. Who is the Aegis? It's OD. Okay, that's who I would have put on as well, because you're probably not going to die. You keep farming. Hey guys, what is griefing?
Yeah, that guy talked so much during the game.
Oh, he's died 15 times? Holy crap.
Yep.
I didn't realize. I mean, I know you killed him a lot. I think he played fine. I didn't even realize he had died so much, but... To be honest, a couple times his allies ditched him. Was kind of their fault, not his fault for him dying to you, in my opinion. Alright, so you've almost got it. Alright, looks like I'm gonna guess you maybe die here. Nope. Ah, the old Shadow Blade. Yeah, this is kind of dangerous. When they blink on you like that, it's generally better not to go for those fights. Alright, Scotty's ready. If you go Scotty into BKB, I think you're relatively set. Maybe Butterfly instead would be better, actually, than BKB. Alright, if you get dueled, BKB is better, obviously, because no blade mail damage.
No. I think I went Butterfly because they had so much physical damage.
Yeah, it's not a terrible pickup. It's good against TA, it's pretty good against Sven, it's very good against Legion. I like it, but the blade mail problem is just so big. Like, if they pop blade mail, then they waste a lot of your ulti or something, or it just limits the amount of damage that you can do in a team fight safely. So I think it's a lot safer for you just to go BKB, honestly, because your carry items are very strong. Scotty's a good carry item. Lincoln's is okay because it gives you generic stats. SB, your attack damage is really good. You can deal with Sven one-on-one, basically, so you don't have to worry about dodging his attacks. If he had BKB and was starting on his Daedalus, then I'd say probably Butterfly. But right now, the biggest problem that you're facing is blade mails. Because these two guys, you don't feel comfortable hitting them while you're ultied, or at all. If you initiate and you pop BKB, and you're hitting Legion Commander or something, he just dies. You're just going to kill him. He's not going to beat you in a 1v1. You're reducing his attack speed, you're gaining stats against him, all that stuff. If you have to ulti to counter his blade mail, then you're already wasting your ultimate. The way you should be countering it is just ignoring his blade mail damage. You're just hitting him until he dies, and you would beat him there. So that's kind of why you needed a BKB. I think I'm cool with the Scotty. I think you kind of needed the Scotty for HP, generics, attack speed, stats, slow, all that good stuff. But I think it's time for a BKB afterwards, 100%. You definitely need a BKB. Or you could maybe go a Silver Edge to remove his passive, but I don't really think that's a good solution. I think BKB is definitely what you should have.
My thinking was that I could ulti through his blade mail, but I never thought of it like then I would have another solution.
Yeah, it's just a waste, you know. Like, Shadow Dance stops all damage. They can't cast spells on you. Unless they're AoE ground spells. Like, Shadow Dance is so much better and increases your movement speed by 40% while it's up. Like, there's a lot of ways that Shadow Dance is better to save. BKB 10 seconds, you don't have to worry about blade mails or nukes or anything. Like, that's amazing. That's so much more useful than using Shadow Dance. BKB is far better for it, for sure, for dealing with blade mails. And it's just generically good, you know? You won't take battery cell damage, all this stuff. Hitting buildings, all good on this. Alright, I like the fact you guys aren't going high ground. That seems a little bit scary to me. You might be wondering, again, you're showing for allies or enemies when you're standing here. So that's a little dangerous. I maybe would have Shadow Bladed out to look. I don't. See, now you're basically If you had BKB right now, you just kill this guy, 100%. Instead, you have to Shadow Blade and wait. Oh, and looks like Sven's gonna win this fight. Eventually, you do start hitting him. You could use Dark Pack that whole time too, and you didn't. You still haven't used Dark Pack. Very late Dark Pact here. Like, the Clockwork could have been dead here, and you could have instantly been hitting these guys. Instead, you're catching up. Looks like you're still going to win the fight, but you're definitely late. And again, using Dark Pack as you approach, I don't like the fact that you went on the Rubik here. Like, do you see how big of a difference that would have been if you were more efficient dealing damage? You'd have killed him right now if you used Dark Pack. Right about now. He would have died right here. He would be dead. And maybe this lift wouldn't have worked, and as soon as this dunk came in, or this fissure or whatever the heck it was, you would have been shifting over to start hitting these guys. So, the Rubik did a really good job wasting your time, basically. And I also would have started Dark Pact here and done a pounce to get closer to the TA, because once you hit people with Scotty, you're already slowing them and doing damage. So again, you tried to kill the easy Rubik, and you wasted time when you should have been doing anti-carry, not anti-support. You're like way past the point where you need to worry about supports. So you just kind of like ran around the whole game, this whole fight, and that was literally because you didn't use your spells efficiently, and as soon as they were up, and you didn't target acquisition properly, and that's really important as a carry at this stage in the game, because every second that you're spending running around is time that you're not DPSing somebody, and you could have killed like both of those carries probably. If you did that fight correctly, it would have been a dead TA and a dead Legion Commander, and that's almost entirely on you. Like, I don't really think your allies really messed up that much that fight. I didn't look at them specifically, but you definitely messed up that you weren't right-clicking the right people, and it was really important that you did. So, you have to kill people as fast as you can and try not to get caught up with supports, basically, especially when they start getting mobile items like Blink Dagger or Force Staff or Ghost Scepter and stuff. You have to take that stuff into account. You're a very good anti-carrier right now. You have a huge item advantage versus their carries, so it's time to start killing them. So
you can almost always focus the supports in fights.
At the beginning of the game, that's great. At the end of the game, if you can guarantee kill them, it's great. But you didn't have a pounce on the Rubik, so chasing after him was really difficult. It was very difficult to catch him, and you started playing correctly. So either you have to Shadow Blade into him, or you have to land a pounce. But he basically wasted your time, and because he wasted your time, he kept his carries alive. It's like almost entirely because of him that his carries didn't die. And that's what you do against carries late game as support. You try to waste the carries' time. It's good that you're pushing the wave out. What I would have liked to see you do is farmed either of these camps before you go over here. You did this one a little bit late, you kind of thought of it later. But I probably would have killed this, ran here, farmed this, ran here, farmed this, and you would have lost probably one creep here. And then I would have gone to the wave to push it.
At this stage of the game, do we actually need to farm more?
Oh yeah, I mean,
or should we just start fighting, or thinking about going high ground? Or
well, you should always farm basically. So, like right now, nothing's happening. Dead heroes, people are resetting. After fights is usually when you farm a little bit. If there's no objective to take, like Roche or Tower, then you definitely farm. Like there's always more items that you can get. It's very rare that you'll hit 6 slotted. You did this game. But that's because the game went on for so long. But if you collect your resources faster than your opponents, then it should help you get kills in the next fights. Like if you got a basher, if you had a basher in that last fight or a BKB or something, it would have completely changed the fight. And here was just a mistake. You knew there was a ward because your passive was gone, but you should have realized that.
Oh.
So that's your mistake. Pushing waves out. I would have probably killed this wave and then gone to neutral. And instead you push another, which is okay. I mean, you guys can force a fight, but you had an Aegis before and you still broke even in that fight, which shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
That's why that fight was so bad, because you guys had an Aegis, but it still didn't go super well. You should have been able to get a Rax off of that, most likely. Doesn't seem like you guys are dewarding very much either. So going high ground is basically just really difficult. You kind of need BKBs and stuff like that. And see what you're doing. Getting some wards, or some... And again, the same thing happens. You ran all the way from here, all the way to buy a TP, and you didn't even farm on the way back. If you're using that movement for something else, you should also use it to collect resources, because that stuff adds up. Out of all the times that I pointed out that you skipped a neutral camp, if you add all those together, Like, you would have been somewhere a little bit slower, obviously, because you have to kill a neutral camp. But if we added up, you'd have another item at this stage. With 18 kills and 14 assists, your KDA is godly. But you should have another 100 CS at this stage. And you'd probably be level 25 already. It all adds up. You would have had BKB the last fight or something like that. This is decent. I kind of like that you took that fight. I like your choice of leaping here. Oh no, you messed it up though. And that might get you killed actually. Alright, I would have definitely ran to the right, I think. Alright, now you die. Yeah, so the way that you messed this up, the fact that you took the fight I think was fine. But the part you messed up was your pounce. You either needed to pounce right away to get it off cooldown faster. Let's accelerate here. So you ultied here. You had pounce in about 2. I like that you let him here. But what you had to do is you had to run them to this point and then pounce this way. Or you have to run to here and then pounce straight. And even then I don't think you would make it. But you pounced just a little bit too early here. Yeah, you pounced way too early. Like, this far too early. And because you messed it up, you missed it. And then you should have definitely ran right. Running left was closer to their base, so they're more likely to be that way. Where's the Legion right now? Legion is actually to the left. If you run right, you're getting distance between you and him. By running left, you're actually just keeping it equal. And this allowed him to blink in, basically. And that's why you got dueled here, and probably died. Yep, and you died. So, you just needed to pounce to the right. Or you could have ran this way and just pounced straight. That would have been another way to keep getting distance on your opponents. So, that was a really big death there. And then looks like your allies are messing up. The fact that they got Initiator on here was not good. Okay, banish him to anticipate the duel, but he should have banished the other guy. Well, this almost went well. Oh, you didn't have ult, I guess. What were you saying?
I bought that for this.
Okay, I think it'll be fine. Yeah, that was worth buying back for sure. Yeah, that was worth it. Absolutely worth it. Okay, so what do you guys do with this kill? No rush up. Pushing waves, that's great. Let's see if we can get a Rax maybe. Really good. You should be able to at least get the tower. Okay. I don't know if you needed to leave there, but it's safe. And you're buying BKB, good. And you guys get Roche as well. It's good. You got Aegis, perfect. Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no! He popped BKB, it looked like. At this stage, don't, like, if he's got BKB, well, you didn't necessarily know he had BKB because you obviously pounced, but you've got a Scotty, man. You're going to catch up to him, you know? You don't need to pounce. No. And he did have BKB. Oh, he activated about there. That was a pretty big loss, actually. I'm sure this affected a lot because then all of your carries died. Whereas you could have been focusing on Legion this whole time, I think. Yep, ulti here. Good. Don't know if you're going to kill this guy, though. Okay. Seems like you have detection or something. Good leap. Because if you could have killed Legion...
we had Bloodseeker's Thirst.
Oh, yeah, you're right, you're right. That's what it was. Okay. Let's see. If you can catch this guy, it's really good. Just hit him and you're set. Okay, that's a kill. Should be a kill. Or not. Yeah, Blade Mail's a good item.
Yeah.
Well, that was a good try. I thought maybe you'd get him there. But apparently not. Oh, he actually could have killed that. Could have gotten that kill. The Force Staff. Alright, so you got the BKB, the anti-Blade Mail item. Definitely would have been important for you to kill the Legion here. And then I think you guys could have won that fight a little bit more one-sided. Running away, going to farm neutrals is what you should be doing. Instead, it looks like you're going to push wave. But see, these guys are also on wave. What were you saying?
This is pretty much how the game goes from this moment on. We just move around, try to take a tower here and there, and every time we try to go high ground, we just
fail.
We pretty much lose every team fight in this. So
okay. Well, that just comes down to those earlier team fights going a bit better. So you just made slightly wrong decisions in a lot of the fights. Almost every fight you just made a slight mistake. And because of that, you didn't get kills. And also, your items right now don't really do that much for guaranteeing kills. They're good for not getting duel. This is like standard item. Shadow Blade got you a lot of kills. But you need to get an Abyssal Blade at some stage. And you needed BKB like 10 minutes ago. It's kind of how I feel like. Like, I looking at it now, I almost feel like you should have had BKB over Scotty, honestly. Because as soon as you got that BKB, and it's a lot cheaper than Scotty, every Blade Mail doesn't mean shit. You just kill those people. Boom. As soon as you start a fight, you go on one guy that has Blade Mail, and you just kill him. There's nothing they can do about it. I feel like that might have been superior to going Scotty. But I don't want to blame that as the only reason it's not going well, because definitely you could have fought fights a lot better, and I'm sure that your teammates could have done a lot of things that were better, such as not getting Dagon 5e Blade, because, I mean, he's killing somebody every fight, but he can only kill one guy, and it's usually not a carry. So it's kind of like you're against all the enemy heroes. But the same point stands. If you did better in every fight, you would have an extra item by now. If you did better in farming, you would have an extra item by now. You could have a Basher or an Abyssal Blade or something like that.
This'll come in handy.
And Basher would definitely be the next item, I think. For reasons like this, because it just helps you kill carries. Ulti to take a bunch of cleave damage, but you oh yeah, you really can't pounce.
No.
You lost that kill because you pounced there. That should have been a kill. You can't make mistakes like that because his BKB is active, so pounce doesn't work. I don't know if you thought it was about to end or what, but
I'm not sure.
because you could have gotten another like 5 Essence Shift procs or something like that, and boom, he gets away. That's a kill that you can't lose because their heroes are busy killing your heroes. If you don't secure the kills on whoever you go on, then it just makes too big of a difference. So you guys lost 4 there. You did kill the Rubik, but the other heroes kind of got beat by like duel and stuff like that. So now it's just they have a lot of carries. They basically have 3 heroes that you guys need to deal with. They've got TA, who's medium farmed. Sven is scary, and Legion Commander is also scary because he has 200 damage. So there's like 3 carries that they have to deal with, and you're basically your only team's carry because your OD keeps dying and isn't really doing very well, I don't think. So now what's happening is, yes, you're the only carry on your team. Yes, you have a ridiculous amount of kills, but you still should have been more farmed. And you should have gotten more kills every single fight. Did you use your ultimate on him? I don't think you did you?
No.
Yeah, you saved it for Sven. So I don't completely agree with that guy. I see you got Boots of Travel here. I think this is a mistake. That's not how you should spend your gold. At this stage in the game, what you need is lockdown on your opponents. By selling treads, you also reduce your attack speed by 25. Well, actually 34 if you're on agility treads. It's a big reduction in attack speed that will overall give you more damage. So yeah, you increase your movement speed by 50, but that's not your problem. Your problem is you need to lock them down with either like MKB or Abyssal Blade, something like that would be really good at this stage. Selling treads actually hurts you here, for sure.
My thinking was that I wanted to go Basher or Butterfly, but then I thought then I would be out of the TP.
Well,
Yeah,
another thing you can do is sell your TP and put Boots of Travel in your inventory and keep your treads. I've seen a lot of pros do that. Instead you sold your treads, and now you just lose the attack speed. And you still have a TP, but obviously you don't need that, right?
Yeah.
All of these guys are pretty tanky, that's basically the issue. Yeah, and everybody just keeps getting dueled. More and more damage. I think you did that a little sloppy. Could have been better, but... good BKB. Oh yeah, you can get one of these kills, I think. Oh, they're doing a lot of damage to you, though. It's gonna be close. Okay, good. Shadow Blade in 1. Oh man, what a big hook shot. That was big place for him. And your buyback cooldown still? Yeah. I liked what you tried there. I think you could have done it a little bit better, though. You missed a couple pounces and stuff. That's all. Oh, I guess you guys don't have the gem, huh?
Oh, that's what it did. I was wondering where you went.
I see. Just a couple meld blinks. I also don't like the Earthshaker build eggs. I think this is a bad item. You should have gone Ghost Scepter or Force Staff or something. Eggs is like super luxury, I think. Alright, so you're dead for 60 seconds. Yeah, really the only thing that's missing from your carry potential is you're just not farming as well as you could. You're like 15-20% behind in farm from where you should be. And you're just not quite securing enough kills. You're just making slightly wrong decisions in team fights. That's it. Just slightly wrong. Enough where it puts your team in a further worse position because you didn't win fights quite as hard as you should have. That's it.
When you reach this point when you kind of feel that you can't win team fights anymore, I'm not sure how to handle that.
Well, you guys, it's not over yet by any means. There's an easy way for you guys to win fights. You do Earthshaker combos. That's why Earthshaker is such a good hero. Because if they ever group up and you guys initiate, then you stun 2 or 3 heroes for 4.5 seconds. And then the game is, like, the fight's won. Because if CM, like, blinks on top of that and casts their ulti, and you're just dark pacting that every 6 seconds or something, and you're right-clicking some guy, they're gonna die. Especially with OD dropping ult. Like, if you guys initiate first, you win fights. But almost every single fight has either been you initiating on a squishy support and killing him while they BKB duel like your Earthshaker or your CM. That's how every fight goes. And that might be more of a vision problem. Like, what should happen is they should be trying to kill you because you're the only one showing, and then your supports from the backline will show up and initiate. And the same thing goes with OD. He could buy a Hex. He's buying Hex eventually, but he got Atos first for some stupid reason. I don't like Atos this game. It's kind of bad. It's only good against Sven if Sven's BKB is not up. He should have gone Hex. Then he could blink Hex. You guys aren't initiating with hard disables. That's the other issue. If they've got BKBs, the counter is Hex. You initiate before they BKB, you Hex them, and you kill them while they can't BKB. That's how you beat them. That's, honestly, I think, the solution in a lot of these engagements. You guys should kill this guy, 100%. I think you wasted your BKB here. The only way that BKB was needed is if Rubik shows up and lifts you or something like that. And that wasn't going to happen. And his Blade Mail wasn't active either, so that was a big waste of a BKB. Looks like you will get a Rax out of it, but now you're not going to have it when the next heroes are alive. This is one reason why, at this stage of the game, Blink is in some ways a lot better than Shadowblade, because you can instantly Blink Pounce. Whereas Shadowblade, you actually have to, like, land pounces and shit like that. Oh, you actually... Okay, you're good. You should definitely Shadowblade dodge that slickly. Don't know if you're gonna get... Yeah, this is really dangerous. Okay, it's... That cogs... That was a really good cogs. But I think this fight is probably over. You guys should disengage. It looks like you did. Alright, that was good. Alright, he's got Hex now. You've got 3,000 gold. It's definitely Basher time for you. I think you said you bought Butterfly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need Butterfly at this stage. Like, yes, they can right-click you down, but the thing that you guys are lacking is getting kills. When heroes are dead, they have to buy back, or they can't defend, right? Scotty is not enough to keep people killed. You have to get an Abyssal or a Basher sometimes. You have to. It's absolutely necessary. Because sometimes it's the same thing. You initiate, you stun somebody for 2 seconds, maybe you get lucky and you bash them again after, and they're stunned for 3 seconds, and boom, they die. Like, you kill somebody at the start of the fight, and you're playing a 5v4. It's that simple. Stuns are so important late game. So you gotta get Abyssal. Like, you're not having trouble beating somebody 1v1. You've never had trouble with that all game. You've had more farm than your opponents. The only time that's a problem is if your opponents have more farm than you. But that's never been a problem. Your problem is you need to kill heroes faster. You need to kill them more rapidly. You need a damage item. Butterfly is a hybrid damage and survivability item. Slightly more survivability in my opinion than damage. The damage is okay, but it's not amazing. You just need a damage item. I would have grabbed either a Rapier, probably, or an Abyssal. Those are your two choices, basically. Because you're already to the point where you're almost 6-slotted. You're very close. You could also grab a Moon Shard as another option. But you just need more damage, that's it. Maybe a Mjolnir or something, but probably just Rapier or Abyssal. Those are the two choices. Just need more damage.
Yeah,
Monkey King Bar, Deathless, maybe.
In teamfights, I felt like I was doing everything, but nothing would die.
Exactly. Like, that's the problem. You needed more damage. Like, yes, you have Essence Shift, but the fights didn't really go on quite long enough for Essence Shift to proc into, like, 30 area. Once it procs, like, 30 times, you have a lot of damage, but anything less than, like, 15 is not that great. Abyssal Blade gives you 70 damage guaranteed. If you get a bash, you do 120. You know, Rapier does 330 damage. That's how you increase your damage. You buy damage items. Oops, play. Farm in again. They showed up. There's your Eagle Song. Looks like you don't quite have Butterfly yet. Like, Butterfly is just not a very good damage item, honestly. It does 60 damage. It's okay. But Monkey King Bar does more without even proccing. Just so many better ways to do damage than that. Ooh, got a Rubik kill. He does have a... So like here, right alone. If you had an Abyssal Blade, you kill that guy without him using.
Yeah.
Just makes things so much easier. If you just get a bash, you can kill him easily. This should be a kill. I think I would have gone on that. Yeah, this is good. Okay, 2 dead heroes. You guys should be able to take a Rax out of this.
Is under attack.
Oh, you should be hitting this 100%.
Radiant's bottom tower is under Radiant's top tower is falling. Radiant's bottom tower is falling.
That was well done by him. Oh,
Yeah.
why did that go so bad? So obviously the OD was spotted, which is why I went to duel him, which is really nicely done by the Legion.
Bottom tower.
That was mostly Legion playing well, I think, and OD playing bad.
Radiant's top tower is falling. Radiant's bottom tower.
This is basically what won them the fight. Like, he just hits so hard. He has so many damage items. But that's your OD definitely messing up. He needed to not die there. And then you just died because of minus armor. He has AC, Deso, and
And I
you,
didn't.
you didn't ulti.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's it.
You didn't ulti in time, and you also didn't have your butterfly, which you should have had your butterfly. Assuming you didn't worry about buyback. Alright, that was definitely not the right time to use Blood Rage. Oh, he's actually really fast now.
Yeah, but he's yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's wrong choice. Now he's buying some int item. If he just would have gotten Radiance at the start of the game, he could have easily won this for you guys, I think. Like, your team is definitely not pulling their weight very well. I don't want to say that it's only you that's making mistakes. Like, these two guys are making a lot of mistakes. Bad item builds, bad positioning on OD, stuff like that. Alright, so they
Yeah.
get Roche.
But that's kind of the story every game. I want to know how I can win despite of that.
Exactly, and that's how you should look at it, because it's your job to raise your MMR. Like, your allies are going to always underperform. If you're raising your MMR, your allies are always going to play worse than you, basically, is how it works. In some games, they're going to underperform way harder than normal, but some games
Yeah.
will get carried too.
And I don't even care that much about raising my MMR. It just feels that the game has... I'm not enjoying myself as much because I feel I'm not improving anymore.
I see.
And then it gets boring.
Well, the biggest thing that you're looking at is farm patterns, being efficient farming, and small mechanics things. That's everything. So I'd recommend maybe watching... Do you ever watch replays of, like, pro games?
Yeah?
Okay, so if there's a hero that you want to learn better, just look to see what they're doing to gain advantage and how they're playing the game, and try to replicate that, because the people you're playing against are obviously not pro level. So the way that the pros are using those heroes should be something that you should replicate. You should get your items around the same time, if not faster than them, in a lot of cases, because you should get more kills than they should. That kind of stuff. So if you really feel like you're not improving, watching replays is the biggest help, and you should look to see how they did more damage to somebody, or how they're moving. You have to be able to see those little, like, small changes, like how their attack moving, why they farmed this camp instead of this camp. Once you figure that stuff out, you're going to be able to get much better, much faster, I think. Because you're close, you're just not quite DPSing well enough. And you're not quite understanding what items to buy, and you're making slightly incorrect item decisions. You definitely need to get your butterfly, by the way. I mean, you've got... I guess you don't quite have enough to get your talisman of evasion, but I think getting the evasion at this stage is really important. Your armor's not that high, and they're beating you in 1v1 scenarios. Now's the point where you definitely need butterfly. Or Basher, under usage. Okay, oh, and you got a Hex. That was, so that was the Legion Commander with the Aegis. Okay, that was a good fight. You got buybacks out of them. I think what I would have done here is waited until your cooldowns come up again, and then go fight them. Because if you win the next fight, and you kill either Sven or TA with their buybacks, then they won't be able to buy back, and then you actually win the game. But I'm guessing what you guys did is you stayed around and tried to force it. Maybe.
How did you know?
Because I'm like, what's the only way they can lose this? And that would be the one that I would say. This looks okay. Use BKB, that's good. Alright, so you got a kill. You guys can go high ground now. This is fine.
And at this point I'm thinking, well, 5 against 4. No buybacks. Let's go. But yeah, the Sven and Legion just wrecks us.
We got the Legion. I would definitely disengage here. Shadowblade, Shadowblade, Shadowblade. Oh, do they have
I
gem?
think they have a gem.
Oh, they have a gem.
No.
Ah, so you just made a mistake. Messed up.
Yeah, I pounced just as he blinked, so I accidentally pounced him.
I see. Well, the first mistake you made was that you ran yourself into a corner.
Yeah.
I mean, if you just ran this way, and then you Shadowbladed, you'd just been trucking along, but instead you got blocked. And then when you finally used Pounce, you pounced on a guy that happened to be ready for it. Like, that's entirely on you that you died. 100%.
Yeah.
Like, I get that they had a great initiation and things went pretty good for them, but you didn't need it either. I would have definitely backed off, wait until the creeps push in and maybe try to poke a little bit. But yeah, you guys clearly lost that team fight, definitely. It was a big duel on the Bloodseeker. But again, that's you guys getting initiated on, instead of you initiating. Every fight that you guys initiate, you win. Every time they initiate, you guys lose the fight. So you're going to probably be forced to buy back now. Still don't have Butterfly, of course. Got a dual mid, which is obviously going to kill the CM. Oh, and he dies minus armor. Now you're basically by yourself, like, guys, what do we do? But
They're pinging me to go in, but I'm not. I don't feel like I can do that much.
yeah,
But eventually I do go in. But
yeah, killing these guys is pretty tough. But it's the same thing, you don't have a lockdown. If you initiate, they always get to pop their BKB. If you initiate with a hit, Dark Pact, and an Abyssal Blade, then all of a sudden you're going to do at least 40% of their HP before they cast any spells. Like, every time you go on Sven, he always gets to cast Warcry, which gives him 20 armor, you know? I feel like if you die here, it's just over. Now you spend like 3 seconds running around, and now you engaging just isn't going to work anymore. BKB there is safe, I think. Clearly still have some vision. You guys are just not quite closing it out, that's all. Just a lot of mistakes. You had such a good KDA, but you've died like 4 times since then and not gotten as many kills, and it's mostly just because you haven't quite. Your team never initiates. You only have 1 carry, and you don't have an Abyssal Blade. That's about it. All right, let's see how you guys fail your last fight. Got the Butterfly finally. Okay, got a kill. You should be able to push with this, except all the waves are pushed on, unfortunately. Rather than farming jungle at this point, you should probably BOT back and push waves, I think. Because with this kill, you should be able to go high ground, because you know that she's not going to be up. But nobody went back to push, so you either BOT back to TP, or you run back, push it out, and then BOT to your allies when they get there. And it looks like what you did was you teleported back Earthshaker by himself, and now he can't be in the fight for 30 seconds. And you guys should, I don't know why you guys aren't pushing here, you should definitely push. Instead, you guys all like left. So this is all on you guys. And this is something you can do as well. If you recognize this, like, TA's dead for 70 seconds. I'm going to walk back and push the wave, you guys push mid, I'll TP, and then we'll take a 5v4. If you communicate that to your allies, that's in-game decision-making knowledge, like leadership knowledge, that you know as a Dota player that you're affecting everybody's MMR by doing that. But you guys didn't do that. You guys just got a kill and you backed off. And then you wasted this buyback kill that you had on the TA. Like, that's your responsibility as well, you know? So you should have just said, okay guys, we need to push lanes. Everyone push lanes right now. We're going to go mid because TA's dead. I'll push out top lane. I'll TP with my boots of travel, and then we'll take a fight and win the game. Because I guarantee that if you guys did that right now, you would take a 5v4. You've got Echo Slam. You've got all of your skills ready. You could probably kill at least 1 guy to start, and I don't think that 3 of them could kill all of you if you initiated properly with a smoke or something.
I think at this point we were just too scared. It just seemed like wherever we just took a fight, no matter if they were one down, we just lost anyway. So I think we just
Well, the reason that happened is because you guys didn't understand why you were losing the fight.
yeah.
And the reason you were always losing fights is because they always got to initiate. If you guys initiate, you win the fight 100%. It's that simple. If you guys start the fight by echo slamming the Legion commander and then hexing him afterwards, he dies every time. He's not scary if he's got BKB, Blade Mail, and he's dueling somebody. He's scary as hell because he hits for like he basically has a rapier. He's got a free rapier here.
Yeah.
If you initiate on him and hex him first, or you initiate on him from a Shadow Blade and use Abyssal Blade and then somebody hexes him afterwards, he just dies. It's that simple. Like, late game is entirely won by stuns and initiations. That's it. And that's all you guys needed to do. You're already down one hero. You push out the lanes. You go mid. You get a kill. At any point in this game, you guys could have won, even right now. Like, you've got the items. You've got the disables. Like, you guys are 60 minutes in the game and you have within 2,000 net worth of each other. Like, you can easily win this game. But you need to lock somebody down and initiate. And you need to communicate that to your team. You need to understand what you should be doing at all stages of the game. You got a kill. Oh, that means we push out lanes and then we take a fight. Because we know he can't buy back. And if we kill Sven, he also can't buy back because he bought back before. I think. Yeah, literally no one in this game has buyback. I guess Sven doesn't have enough gold. He's 11 seconds away. If you kill any of these heroes, they're going to be dead for a very long time and then the game just ends. But you didn't take this opportunity, I'm guessing. You guys went back to farm. And because you went back to farm, TA's sitting in base like, why aren't they pushing? That was really stupid. And then TA's going to respawn and be like, alright, now we can take a 5v5 again. And you guys are just plain scared. Once you get a kill, that's when you force the fight. I like that you're looking for kills and stuff. But you gotta realize that they have a ward too. This is really dangerous. This is ultra dangerous. They could easily initiate on you here. You guys should also go around and kill their wards. That'd be really important. Again, you guys kind of bought stupid items. Octarine and Ags is not very worth it, I don't think. This is like 10,000 gold items. You could have bought so many other things. Like
I think Bloodseeker has an offering as well.
Yeah, he does. That's slightly more worth it because he can Dagon every 11 seconds, I guess, but it's definitely not good, I wouldn't say. So they basically have all these wards up. You guys have no ward vision. You guys can't see anything. They have a Rax advantage. At least you guys are pushing out waves finally. At this stage, I would at the very least get a Moon Shard or go for the Silver Edge. I think that's completely fine.
Yes.
Okay, going Roche is a really good way as well. Unfortunately, they are actually smoked. And I'm guessing this is where you guys lose the game. First Shaker gets initiated on, the fight's over, basically. Or if this guy gets initiated on. Alright, and that's the game, basically. Yeah. It's too hard to fight at this stage. You basically have to ditch. Most likely. Oh, looks like you're waiting to steal the Aegis. Except you're full on items!
Yeah, I was trying to deny it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so this should be a game, because those were buybacks on your guys' team, so now they push. See, they're doing what you guys should have done. If you get a kill, and that was their dieback, then game ends. Push mid, get kills. So a lot of times, the team that is too passive will just lose the game. It's that simple. If you're more passive than your opponents, you're going to lose. Because eventually, you're never going to take advantage. You're always going to sit around and give them more and more and more chances to initiate on you. That's why you gotta initiate. You have to initiate. Because it's you initiate on them. You can't sit around forever and slow push and wait for them to initiate on you. There's very rare times where that's going to be effective. And it's only when they don't have initiating heroes, basically. If you have like a slow push, or it's early and they don't have a blink or something. But they've all got blink daggers. They've got ways that they just guaranteed kill one of your guys at the start. It's just too much. You guys never initiated properly, or you waited too long to do it, or you didn't get your tactical things that you should have taken over once you did get those initiates, and that's why you guys lost the game. So, and I'm guessing it just ends now. So that's basically it. Yep. Yeah, Bloodseeker bought shit items, but sorry, what'd you say?
I was so sad after this game.
Yeah, I totally get that. It sucks to play games like this. You have tons of kills. Just, you need to direct your team more. You need to tell them what to do, I think.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the first... That's going to be... your guys' team decision-making was easily the biggest error in this game. It was a much bigger error. Like, even excluding all the items, I would say, like, the individual mistakes you made as a carry were less significant than your team's decision-making together. You guys should have pushed after you killed TA. You should have taken another Rax or taken another fight. You should initiate more. It's by far the biggest difference. I guarantee that a higher MMR player could play in your position here, and they would have just directed the game the correct way, and they just would have won it, just from that alone, with the same items on everybody easily. Like that's one of the things that most people don't learn super well until they get around 5K. I think they really understand like how the game should be played. You killed a hero, you should push or take an advantage. They always know that instantly, and it saves them time, and it makes them more ahead. So that was the biggest problem this game, by far.
Yeah.
All right, do you have any more questions?
No, I
Okay,
don't think so. I think this was very helpful.
good. Happy to hear that. Sorry we didn't go over more replays, but this was actually a very good replay for late game mistakes. Like your early game, like I said, was pretty good. Really good last hits. You did some good gank rotations. Should have gone slightly better, but those were just mechanical mistakes, small mechanical mistakes. And then late game, it's all about item decision making and team fight priority. And then later, it's just overall playing Dota, basically. Pushing after you get kills, initiating high ground, stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
Other little tricks, things that you can tell your team, like if they're scared, to say like, oh, that's fine, they're dead, push the lanes, get a smoke, and we'll smoke into their high ground. That's one good way to start a fight. And then as you go high ground, put a ward down, for example. If all the lanes are pushed and they're hiding in their base, and you're running high ground and you're all smoked, you put a ward down right here, you're instantly going to see some people, and boom, you initiate. Boom. Fight starts. All those things make a difference.
We don't use smokes that efficiently on this MMR. I call them 3K smokes. We just smoke and run around until the duration ends, and that's about it.
Yeah, but if you understand how to use them correctly, you can influence your team to do that right. And you just got to know how to use them. Push the lanes out so that you're safe to take a team fight, and then you smoke and look for a team fight. That's simple. Smoking before a team fight is always going to give you a slightly bigger advantage. Especially if it's daytime, the better time to do that is daytime. Like I said with the ward putting down. If you do it at night and you put a ward, then you're fine. If you don't put a ward, then it's really dangerous. And also you needed to take map control. That's another thing you guys needed to do. If you're ahead and you have more map control, you get a gem and you kill all their wards so that they don't know where you are. And then you keep wards up, and then with that up, it allows you to know where they are, and then you're better able to take fights when you want to. Stuff like that. But those are more like controlling the late game scenario. That's also more of a problem getting everybody in your team to do that rather than just you. Because usually it takes everybody doing little things here and there, like pushing waves.
Yeah, but I didn't even tell them anything. So.
Yep, but that's always an area of Dota that you could get better at, and myself as well. I very rarely will direct my team, but I need to do that more from a teamwork aspect. It makes a big difference. So
I think you direct them quite often. Watching your videos, seems like it. Yeah.
It
Seems
depends
like
who I'm playing with.
Taking charge, unless Blitz is with you.
Exactly. If I'm playing with people that are better than me, then I usually don't talk very much. But if I'm playing with people that are much worse than me, then it's easy for me to see what I should be doing and what my team should be doing. So.
Well, if you're playing with Slaxy, you can't talk more than him.
Yeah, definitely have to. Got to prevent him from saying anything stupid, right?
Yeah. Well, this was great, actually.
Great.
I think I learned a lot, and it was just exactly what I needed to hear. Some small things I didn't think about at all.
Cool. Happy to hear that. Well, I hope you improve a lot. If you want to sign up for more coaching, feel free. And if you have any more little questions, just send them to me on Skype, and I'll be happy to get to them when you have them. Okay?
Yeah. I thought I'll let it go a couple of months, and then I come crying again.
Okay, that sounds great. All right. Thanks a lot, Sam.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
Thanks, man.
Bye.
You too. Bye.
All right, and we're done with the coaching session. I hope you guys learned a little bit. I know this video is very long, but usually we don't go this deep into replays, so you guys can definitely do this kind of stuff as well. Watching your own replays, you just have to understand what to look for. Look at little differences, see if your abilities are off cooldown, stuff like that, and it will improve you as a player. So thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you later. Bye. Oh, and if you want to sign up for coaching, there's a link down below. You can go sign up for it. There's this I got this guided program, like a calendar thing, so you can sign up using your Steam account and stuff like that. So go check it out. And thanks everyone for watching. Bye.